It's been a mixed first half to the season, definitely. We started quite well. We had a good pre-season, and then fell away a bit towards the end of the first half, and that was attributable to a couple of things, particularly injuries. And we had a lot of players injured this year, where we didn't necessarily have the same last year, and that has impacted on the way that the team plays and the combinations within the team, and ultimately the performances as well. I think if we look back at the last 8 games that we've played, we'd probably say we were the beaten by the better team. In a lot of cases, there are also situations in that in that first half of the season where we probably weren't up to our own standards, and that's again down to perhaps the way that we're playing in terms of combinations, and we're not having a consistent run with enough of the same players in the same positions. But also, I think we let ourselves down mentally a couple of times as well. Well, I personally don't see it as a one-off game, one-off season, because I've had that experience, and I've Preston Grasshoppers is my rugby club, so I see it from a longevity. I've seen it through eyes of experience as well, because I've been in the exact same situation as a player. I've played where we've won every game, and I've played when we've lost every game. So I can see it from that perspective. However, at the end of a Saturday when you've lost a match, you don't think of anything else other than how disappointed you are for losing that match. And you think about that all weekend, and then it comes to Tuesday training, and you're probably still thinking about it. And it's once you get out onto training park again, and start training again, and think forward to the next Saturday, then you do start to think in terms of the next game ahead. And as coaches, that's what we've got to do, and particularly as players as well, we want them concentrating on the games. But in the scheme of things, as much as it feels like quite a trough that we're in. As a club and as a team, first team particularly, it's not that bad. I mean, we've been in these situations, in worse situations before. We'll be in them again. We've just got to deal with it, and we'll come out the other side as much stronger and much better players, and a much stronger and better club. Yes and no. I think you've got to. You've got to play the conditions, but I'm not going to sacrifice the way that we play rugby and the way that I want the team and the club to pursue rugby as a game and as a way of playing, to get that, to get those, cut out the sort of flair, if you like, because that's why you play rugby. You play it to enjoy it, and you play with flair, and you play with a spirit that allows you to score tries, and not just kick to corners, not just milk penalties. I'm not into that personally, and maybe we may have done a little bit better in odd games, but in the long run, players are happier playing in the way that we want to play rugby, and we get better results playing that way. Specifically, no. I mean, there's lots of areas that we'd like to improve. I think we'd like to improve across all areas of the team. But you can't. You've got to be. It's an incremental thing. You've got to make sure that that the players that you have are playing to their potential. And where on some occasions we may have suffered in the front five. On other occasions we may have been a bit lightweight in the back row. On other occasions our backs haven't fired. But I'm not going to say specifically there's any specific issue, just across the team really. I think you get these areas where you don't perform as well as you can. You get these seasons where you have a bit of bad luck, and we're taking responsibility for it. We've not played well on a number of games, but we've also played quite well on a handful of others. And sitting here with 16 games, 8 wins, 8 losses, we'd probably be a bit disappointed in that, but also looking in sort of the wider picture across the league. Okay, that's mid-table. We can now push on and do better this second half of the season. No, in no way. The club is an excellent club to be a part of. I've been a part of it for 15, 16 years. So I've 17 years nearly. So it's my club really, and at no stage have I been in any way questioned in the way that we're playing, because I think we're doing a good job as a coaching team, with Alan and Carl and Garth, and John Young and Adi as well, Ajab. So as a coaching squad, I think we've got we're quite clear on what we wanted to achieve, and we all pitch in and work together in a way that we think is constructive, and hopefully we'll get the best from the team. They surprise me all the time, good ways and bad ways, but I think we're a really strong unit, and there's no surprises because we do try to get to know as many players as we can, and we do understand. We give them a run. We listen to John and second team to say who's playing well and to push them forward, and he's always advocating players to be pushed forward. We do understand what players' capabilities are, and we understand that they are always changing, mostly for the better, and improving. So I think we're not ignorant of how players play, and if we are surprised, that's not necessarily a good thing from our point of view. We want to have high expectations, and we want all those players to meet those expectations. Across the team, I think we should all obviously take responsibility. I would like, now that Sam, Kindred and Lewis Allen have played quite a lot together at the start of this season at 9 and 10. Now they're pivotal players, they're pivotal positions, and they're young players, and I've seen them develop. I coached Lewis in the seconds when he was just coming through a couple of years ago, and I've seen Sam as well over the last few years. So I've seen them grow as players, and I can really see them as young players now starting to take a bit more responsibility in the team, starting to tactically direct the game. So I'm hoping that they will continue with that, and we will start to see a lot more control from those two players, and the players around them will sort of respond positively to it and to kick on for the new year. Just we'll see how we get on. It's very hard to predict things, but we've seen all the teams that we've played now. There are no real surprises. There's a couple of really good teams that we played. There's also some teams that we've lost to that we shouldn't have. So I think we will have I would like to see us improve on the first half of the seasons, definitely. So I would like us to see us win more than we concede.
Okay, well, I'm not going to discuss the Ashes with you, so that's everything.
That's a shame. Thank you.
Thank you.
Easy.